So I asked ChatGPT in all its brilliance if it would review a painting for me. And the painting I wanted it to review was Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Not a bad painting to review, but I didn't tell ChatGPT who the artist was or the title of the painting. I just uploaded the image and let it do its thing. Well, this was interesting because the first thing it did was say, "Thank you for the image. You've uploaded the most iconic painting in Western art, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa." And the dates of 1503 to 1506, which is, I guess, the 3 years in which it took Leonardo to paint that picture, which I find a little hard to believe it took him 3 years. But anyway, here's a critical full review and analysis of this work as if encountering it anew, but with full awareness of its reputation and legacy. So said ChatGPT. So here we go, and this is what it said. Leonardo da Vinci, oil on poplar panel, approximately 30 inches by 21 inches. Composition and layout. This is what it said. The composition is masterfully balanced. The subject sits in a three-quarter pose, facing slightly to the viewer's left. Her hands are elegantly crossed in the foreground, leading the eye upward toward the subtle smile and enigmatic gaze. The background is a dreamlike, almost surreal landscape, with winding paths and bridges, creating a sense of depth and mystery. Then it mentions the use of pyramidal structure, which is the head, torso, hands, which stabilizes the figure. ChatGPT goes on and then says, Leonardo places the horizon lower on the left side than on the right, which subtly adds to the sense of asymmetry and uncanniness. ChatGPT then reviews the use of colour and light. Leonardo's mastery of sfumato, it might be pronounced fumato, so forgive my ignorance, but apparently that is the soft, gradual transitions between tones and colours, is on full display here. There are no hard lines, only gentle gradations, especially in the modelling of the face and hands. The colour palette is dominated by earthy tones, ochres, umbers and soft greens, lending a timeless naturalism. The subject appears to glow softly from within, a hallmark of Renaissance lighting. Renaissance, whatever your preference. I said that, not ChatGPT. ChatGPT then does go on to talk about technique and detail. The Mona Lisa is notable not just for what it includes, but for what it leaves out. There are no visible brushstrokes, owing to Leonardo's painstaking layering of glazes. Her hair, veil, and skin are painted with such fine detail and tonal subtlety that the figure seems almost lifelike, yet deliberately idealized. Her clothing is relatively muted, directing attention to her face and expression. Just a sort of side point here. Last time I was in Paris, I went to the Louvre and I saw the Mona Lisa from a distance because there was a huge crowd around it. My mother, who was in a wheelchair at the time, was fortunate enough to be allowed to go to the very front and was taken there by my wife. So I saw it from the back and it looked absolutely tiny. But she got a good up-close look at it, so that was good. Better her than me. She's a better artist than I am. Anyway, back to the review. ChatGPT talks about now the emotional tone and expression. Her famously elusive smile lies at the centre of her mystique. Is it amused, wistful, knowing? The ambiguity in her expression is enhanced by her direct gaze, which creates a silent dialogue with the viewer. The psychological intimacy was revolutionary at the time. The subject appears self-possessed, not objectified, but quietly confident. It then goes on to look at background and symbolism. The alien, almost geological strangeness of the background suggests not a literal setting, but a metaphysical landscape, a reflection of the human inner world. The winding paths and flowing water may symbolise the journey of life, transition, or emotional undercurrents. Her veil and dress suggest modesty and grace, while her lack of jewellery, or identifiable status symbols, hints at universality. She could be any woman or all women. Context and innovation. ChatGPT then says, at the time of its creation, the Mona Lisa broke multiple conventions. She faces the viewer directly, which was uncommon for women's portraits. The background is atmospheric, not a flat backdrop or interior. The psychological realism was unparalleled in its time. This is the culmination of high Renaissance ideals, humanism, anatomical precision, emotional depth, and harmony with nature. Then Chat goes on to give an overall critique, and this is interesting. It does it on a 5-star basis. So for composition, it gives it a 5 out of 5 for its balanced, intelligent, and timeless appearance. For technical skill, it gives Leonardo 5 out of 5, surprise, surprise, for near miraculous realism for its time. For innovation, again, 5 out of 5. It's redefined portraiture. But for emotional impact, only a 4 out of 5. It says it's subtle but enduring. And for symbolism and depth, again, 4 out of 5, open to rich interpretation. So it wasn't a flying A pass there, really, totally, for Leonardo. I'm sure he would be unimpressed either way. So final thoughts by ChatGPT. Even stripped of its fame, the Mona Lisa remains a quietly radical portrait. Intimate, serene, technically groundbreaking, and spiritually elusive. It's a triumph of both Leonardo's technical genius and his deep curiosity about the human soul. If you encountered this for the first time today, without hype, you'd still feel you were being looked at, and that's the power of it. So, there you go. I think that's quite an interesting take, and thank you for listening.